Okay, so everyone has their own USMLE journey experience. I'm gonna share today my USMLE journey experience. I think this might be helpful for some of you guys. I hope at least it will be helpful for one of you guys. That would be enough for me to make this video. So what's up guys, I'm Dr. Silas back here again in the channel. If you guys have not seen my video before, I am a pediatric resident in Brookdale Hospital. Currently I'm PGY2. So this won't be a single video. I would bring out a series of videos where I would talk with another person who would share his or her experiences as well during his USMLE journey. And if you guys have any kind of question, or if you guys want a person from a certain country or from certain speciality, then let me know in the comments below so that I can try bringing them or try answering your questions. Without further ado, I would like to start this video. I started my USMLE journey in 2020 March. I took time for this one because I wanted to build that core knowledge for all the steps. I knew that step 1 is really important for you, step 2 and also for step 3 as well. So I wanted to take time for this one, and I did it. Like, I took 1 year, complete year for this one. I was working in community, and whenever I got time, I started studying for Kaplan videos. I also went through Kaplan book once. After that, I continued my study with first aid, and also after completing the first aid, I did UWorld as well. The high yield points from UWorld, I copied it in the first aid, and then after I went back like thoroughly from the first aid again and again, and that helped me a lot for my exam as well. When I had time apart from work, I mostly studied, but then I used to get bored as well sometimes. It's obvious, it's human nature, right? So you can get bored, you cannot always study, right? So during that time, I practiced for my typing speed. I did it in 10 fast finger. It's a really cool website where you can go without logging in and start typing it. It will show you your speed, and it will also help you to improve your typing skills as well. So I did that one, and it is paying off now when I'm a resident here. So that is how my 1 year went. I studied first aid thoroughly, and then I took NBME test as well. And then after, when I was confident enough to take the step 1, I took step 1 in March 2021. I had a couple of friends as well with me who took the test on the same day, so it was easy for me to, make combined study as well. My target was to apply for 2022 application cycle, and for that I had to take step 2 test at least in August. But the problem was COVID. During that time, all the centers were closed, and there was no date available at that time. I was really worried about it. Thankfully, OET centers were open, and then I was able to take OET test at the same time, and I passed my OET. I had good score in step 1 as well, and then I started studying. Even though there were no dates, I started studying for step 2 after I took OET tests. I was studying, and thankfully at some point COVID, the lockdown stopped and they opened the date, and I got date on August 21. I studied UWorld mostly because first aid for step 2 did not have a good review, so I took only UWorld only for the step 2. And also I studied the first aid from step 1 as well, because that was the basic knowledge that was really important. And apart from that, I applied for AMBOSS scholarship, and I got the scholarship as well. So after I took the test, there was another timeline from August 21 to September 28, where I had to manage all the other documents like personal statement, which I had not started yet, and CV and letter of recommendations, and search for the programs. This was really stressful. I thought starting for step 1 and step 2 is stressful, but that part is more stressful, but I went through all those things, and I think everyone has that kind of experience if you have already applied for your application, for your USMLE. So I completed my application on early application cycle. It was in September 28th of 21, and then I waited. October 1, I got interview. and then I got interview every week, and on my first application cycle it was 7 interviews that I got, and I thought with that number, that score that I had, and that number of interviews, I thought I would get easily matched. But that's not true, guys. I had to practice a lot. I didn't do it much. I thought my English was good and my communication skills were also good. I felt like that, but then I was not actually, when I realized now. So that was one of the biggest mistake that I did. So yeah, in March 14 I did not get matched. That was really harsh for me at that time. I didn't have such a huge failure in my life until that point, so it was difficult. I didn't want to come for prelim programs, but it was a good opportunity to have US experience from prelim as well, so I applied for the SOAP. But guess what, I didn't have any good communication skills at that time as well, so I didn't get a match in SOAP as well. So during all this time, the good thing that I did was I started working in a tertiary level hospital. It was one of the best hospitals, and I started working in ICU. Then after a week I sat down and I analyzed my whole of the USMLE processes, and I tried to figure out where I made the mistakes and where were my weaknesses as well, and try to overcome it. Definitely I realized that my interview skills were not up to the point. Other weaknesses were I didn't have a lot of case reports and research experiences. The other thing was I didn't have any US clinical experience. I didn't have any step 3. On top of it, I realized that my personal statement and CV were also not up to the point. So I started working on all those things, starting from March end. At the same time, I got this opportunity to volunteer for a month in Philippines. That improved my English vocabs and communication skills, because there were like attendees and the residents from the US. That helped me a lot. Next thing I did was apply for US visa for my step 3 and also for the observership, which I got eventually, and then came to United States. I took my step 3 right away after I came to United States, because it was already late. It was August 2022, and then I started my observership in September. So I applied for the second cycle. This time I got like 9 interviews, and my communication skill was better. I had better CV, better personal statement, and I worked on my case report and research experiences as well. So I think that helped a lot. And this time I got matched in Brookdale Hospital. So yeah, that was a good experience of USMLE journey, which I don't want to go back again. It was really hectic, and I understand where you guys are standing right now. Hopefully you guys all get matched in this application cycle. So going back in my timeline, what I would do differently now is right from the beginning, I would definitely start working on my personal statement, start writing the personal statement, even though it's 2 or 3, or even though preparing for the framework, I would start working on personal statement. And at the same time try to find some case report to write, because they always help you in one or the other way. And also start talking and communicating in English with your friends if you don't have a good English or good communication skills. That was my USMLE experience, USMLE journey. If you guys have any other questions, you can comment down below, and I will try to answer it in my next videos. Hopefully this video has given you some of the information, some of the valuable information, and you would be able to apply it in your application processes.